I play a bunch of Gunfire Reborn, jumping from character to character, and recently I've been sticking to Zizao? ZZ Top? The owl guy. For no obvious reason. That's when I laid my eyes onto Lyn, this ice goat who in my opinion is the goat of this game. Why did I write that down? Her abilities are Frozen Grenade and Frost Burial. We'll get to Frost Burial soon enough. That one is, interesting. Her quirk is the Lethal Line. The Lethal Line is essentially a second health bar that an enemy has that when lowered to a certain point, you can use Frost Burial to execute / insta-kill that enemy. Now onto her second quirk, Weak Points.
But Phoenix, the game already has weak points. They're called headshots.
First off, rude. Secondly, yes, headshots are weak points, but this is different. When you shoot one of the glowing circles, it lowers the enemy's lethal line, making it easier to execute them. Okay, now onto her abilities and a deeper look into them. First, Frozen Grenades. The Frozen Grenades are, well, Frozen Grenades that deal 500 normal damage and cause a 2-second slow effect on nearby enemies. Next ability is, and I know you've been waiting to hear about it, Frost Burial. This ability, as mentioned before, can instantly kill an enemy, but by default does 700 damage. And by default, I mean on enemies that have their lethal line above the threshold. If Frost Burial is used when the enemy's lethal line is anywhere below the threshold, it'll do 999,999 damage. It's an instant kill on anything, practically. Now onto her talents. With Cold Invasion, when hitting a weak spot, the higher the lethal line, you get a higher lucky shot chance. Lucky shot is its own rabbit hole, so I'm not going to get into it here. Next is Frostblood. Frostblood gives you 1% to both weapon and skill damage for each positive 1% of your damage resistance, which is shown under your health bar with a shield icon, and plus 2% for negative. Precise Snowball, one of my favorites. With Precise Snowball, when you hit an enemy with a grenade, the previous weak point it had will be replaced with a new one in a new position, which is helpful when the weak spot is on the back of an enemy. Next is Icy Internal. Each time you cast Frost Burial, you get 1 stack and an additional 2 stacks when executing an enemy, adding up to 3 on kill. Look at me, mom, I can math good! At 180 stacks, you get 100% unbalanced chance, aka a stagger, and reduced cast time. And finally is Chilly Overflow. After executing an enemy, you get an increase to your AoE damage based on the overflowed proportion of execute damage and refund 40% of your Frost Burial cooldown. What does overflowed proportion mean?
I have no fucking idea.
Now that we've gone over the basics, I'll leave you with some highlights of a run I did. Enjoy. Bye bye. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, you're a real one. This was really fun to work on and a real blast to record lines for, minus the 100 and odd times I failed to read a line. Anyways, I hope you have a good day and take care.